Ceasefire from the Ukraine-Russia war. I'm anxious to hear, Jason, what you think about this prediction. Both sides are exhausted. Both sides want a way out. They're running out of manpower and munitions, but they both need a win. We just need a stop on this thing. Trump is going to want a win on this, but so is Putin, and so is Ukraine, and so is NATO. So everybody's going to want to win on this. I believe that Joe Biden has set the president up, the president-elect Trump, for his negotiations. What he's done is he has taken the military-industrial complex and just laundered money through Ukraine. We have sold their farmland to big corporations here in America, and BlackRock and everything else. Everybody's eager to rebuild. They're making their money. Meanwhile, they've slaughtered all these kids in both Russia and Ukraine. For what? For money, for corruption, for power. So Joe Biden did all of that. And then at the end, he crossed every single red line that Russia put up. And do you notice he did it in the last 3 months? He backed them up into a corner to where they were saying, we're going to launch a nuke against you, America. So I think the negotiations are going to start. That's why I say a ceasefire. Hopefully it'll be an end to the war. But what's going to happen is Russia's going to come to the table, and Trump's going to make them a reasonable offer, and he's going to take both of them and say, make this deal. And Russia is going to say, you know, America, I could make that deal with the Ukraine, but you violated so many things. I think the price needs to be a little higher on your side. What are you going to give us now? Because we didn't nuke you, and we told you we would. We showed restraint. You showed that you were a warmonger. So what else do we get? I think this is a setup. Trump will have to give them more than what we would want in land or whatever from Ukraine. And that will be the rallying cry for the Democrats, Russia, Russia, Russia again. And they'll say, see, we told you he was a spy or in league with Putin. Look at how this deal is so lopsided on the Russian side. I don't know if you can run this through ChatGPT, but what do they say?
ChatGPT pretty much agrees with you wholeheartedly with an 80% probability of this happening. They say specifically both sides are depleted and need a break. With Trump's return, negotiations may lead to a temporary ceasefire. The boils will freeze for now, but unresolved tensions will set the stage for future conflict. You're pretty much right on the money here.
Yeah. It doesn't seem like there's going to be any winner in this one. It's just going to be a stalemate. Let's everybody back away for now. Back away. Yeah. All right. The next one I don't want to make. I hate this one, but I think it's likely. I'm interested to see ChatGPT on this one. My next prediction, prediction number 5, is Summer of Rage due. So we get the second Summer of Rage. I'd be shocked if Antifa and BLM and Occupy Wall Street groups, aren't already partnering with plans to partner with, the Socialist Marxist Workers World Party kind of foundations, all funded by Soros most likely. But what they're going to do is they are going to find either the firing of people in the government to be racist, or they'll find whatever it is. But once the economy, which I'm going to get into in a minute, if it doesn't take off right away, and some things get a little worse before they get better, they're going to say he's hurting, tax cuts are hurting the little guy, et cetera, et cetera. Whatever they need. But they haven't gone away. They will take to the streets again. Trump will be Hitler again. The right will be fascists. The media will back them up. When you start to see people being deported, remember, Clinton deported 11 million people that were here illegally. 11 million people under Bill Clinton. He shipped more people out than any other president alive. We're talking about 11 to 15 million people. They're going to say this is the worst thing ever, while they didn't mention anything under Clinton. They are just looking for a new excuse to go after the president. I think this summer is going to be a summer of rage. What does ChatGPT say?
ChatGPT is giving you 75% probability you are correct here. Incredibly high, again, for this. Protests against Trump will escalate, fueled by controversial policies like immigration enforcement. These will likely turn violent in major cities with anti-establishment groups targeting infrastructure. Media coverage of police and border enforcement will amplify tensions. Martial law scenarios in some areas are possible. So they're taking...
Which will only make things worse. All they need is the excuse. And Trump is not going to mess around. He will send in the National Guard, but it's going to require the governor to okay that or officially request for the National Guard to come in unless it's against federal lands or something like that. That's going to be a real problem. But we can weather that. We've seen this movie before. The most important thing we can do is just stay united. Just stay together. Know who's in our camp, who the good guys are, who actually believe in the Constitution and are trying to fix things, and those who are just staying here kind of as a sleeper cell until things get bad. All right, next prediction.